Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Chris here. Wanted to bring you guys an update on Digibyte, and what we're going to be doing here, we're going to be looking at Digibyte on the 1-day chart and probably the 4-hour chart. We may get into the 8-hour chart because I can do some different hours, different things like that for you all. Moving averages we're going to be looking at, so you'll see them here in the green. That's our 12 moving average, EMA. In the red, that's our 26 EMA, and in the blue, that's our 20 EMA. And I think those are some of the best ones in the game to look at, and as you can see, we're treating them as support right now. So guys, if you could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. It helps the channel out. So guys, what I want to tell you here is, especially looking at this on the day, I want you guys to be very patient, okay? Digibyte, I believe, is a great coin. I believe it's going to make a lot of people money. I own some Digibyte. I think it's a great project. But right now is not the time to be buying Digibyte. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? So, do you see this candle that's forming right here, guys? This is almost a dark cloud cover if it closed like this. Okay, do you see how we're up over top like this? And this candle here is basically up over top of this green one, and it's also piercing down more than half of this green one. So it's up over top, and it's kind of casting that dark cloud over the green candle. And whenever you see this, especially if it's confirmed like this, guys, so we would have a day today, say we closed right there, and then we would be confirmed by the next day or two if we had bearish candles that were pushing us back down. And another key thing, a reason why I wouldn't be buying right now, is due to the RSI. The RSI almost looks like we have a double top here, and actually we're losing strength. So here's the top of that nice run that we had, and you see the RSI here, guys? It came back down. We made another run up, and we couldn't even make it past this one here. So what that's showing us is that we need to cool down. We need to have a pullback before we make our next run. Okay, and in my humble opinion, guys, I see no problem with eventually getting up over this point here fairly soon, that 5.2 cents or so. But we're going to have to come back down a little bit, retrace, set a higher low, and then power up and go for it and get past this top with good volume. Do you see how the volume's real low right now? It's kind of tapered off. That's a big deal, guys. We need volume, you know, see, like in this range, somewhere right in there. But what you're seeing here, we had a nice run up. So here's our high, higher low, higher high. We need to come back down, set a higher low, and then we need to charge up through that resistance. Okay? So those are the things that I'm looking at, guys, and I think it's just really important to pay attention to that type of stuff. These candles are crucial, and that's what people, they don't really pay enough attention to the candles and get in depth with the candles and the patterns that they're showing us. Like right here, guys, do you see this, how we basically had that hammer candle? Now the definition of a hammer, what you want is basically the wick to be twice the size of the body, and you don't really want any wick on top. There can be a slight wick on top. So this one would come pretty close to qualifying as a hammer, and it did in this market because you see that push that we had, right? Now, when we pushed up to here, do you see that wick where people were taking profits? Then we almost had another one of those dark cloud covers here, and we got pushed back down. And then we had a bullish engulfing candle right here that engulfed this one, and then we got pushed back up, and now we're kind of experiencing that dark cloud cover again. And that's the way it happens, guys. You have the higher highs, higher lows when you're trying to change that trend from negative. Over here, we're having these lower lows and lower highs as we continue to drop down. So that's all part of it. All I wanted to tell you was just don't FOMO into this stuff, okay? Always wait for a nice retracement and look for confirmation. And that's what I wish I would have known when I first started all this. So that's why I want to bring it to you guys, because some of you guys may be newer and say, oh man, Digibyte's going to be great. I need to get in now. And you may not be buying at the right time. Yes, you're correct that Digibyte is going to do really well down the road. I believe that. But you want to get it for the best price so that in the long run you can have the best percentage return, if that makes sense. Our RSI is at 61 right now, guys. So that's really what I would like to see here. And on the RSI, if you look at this, so here was our high. We had a higher low, but we had a lower high. Now we need to set a higher low, which is kind of that equilibrium, and then we need to get back over top of the top here. Okay? Next thing I want to look at with you guys is the MACD, kind of see what that's looking like. I love looking at the MACD. It's the 12 and the 26-day moving averages, essentially, guys. You can see when we had that nice cross here, that's when we had that run up. So always look to see when that blue line's starting to bend in, and once it crossed that orange line, then the histogram went positive and we started moving. And then, guys, the histogram started to go back down, right? So that's this retracement here. And then we've just been kind of moving sideways, and now it's looking like it wants to go back down a little bit more. So like I said, probably not the ideal time to be buying in a Digibyte right now, just kind of waiting for a pullback and waiting for some confirmation. Then, guys, let's do something a little unique here. We'll go to the 8 hours and see what that looks like. And then you see that again, kind of that confirmation. See all those tweezers tops where we got rejected right here, and then you see the bearish candles that are coming down. So we kind of had that confirmation. We're going to see where we find support here. Right now, we're wicking off the 20 EMA, which, guys, I think that is one of the best ones. I've used a lot of the 12 and the 26 and the 50 EMA and stuff, but my cousin's husband, so kind of like my cousin-in-law or whatnot, Noah's Ark of Crypto, he was the one who turned me on to the 20 EMA. And it seems like you really get a lot of like bounces off that, and it also acts as really strong resistance. So I think that's one you should always have on your chart. So shout out to Noah for that one. And guys, just even pointing this out, do you see this big bearish engulfing candle, how it engulfed right here? And then we got pushed back down. So that's why the candles right here, guys, take a look at this. Do you see this nice candle right there? And then we ran up. And this was pretty close to engulfing this red one right here. So just really keep in mind the candles, different things like that. And then let's check out the RSI on the 8. And you see it's heading down. So those are the indicators, guys, and until it comes down, you start to get that big swoop. Do you see that V right here, guys? When you see that, that's how you know it's going to start running back up, okay? And in crypto, traditionally in regular markets, an RSI, if it's 30 or less, that means that you guys are basically oversold. It'd be a good time to buy. And over 70, up to 100 is overbought. So in crypto, though, I feel like the numbers, especially with the oversold we've seen, it can get down to 13, 14. I saw some in the 11, different things like that before it bounces. And then also you have times when it runs up here and we made it to 85. So just really pay attention to that, because crypto is different than traditional markets because of, number one, it's speculative, and number two, it's just one of those, I don't even know how to put it, guys. Just one of those markets that is just really volatile. Okay, Forex markets like that. I haven't been in the Forex market, but I'll take a look at different things like that. But that's what I wanted you guys to take a look at. Okay, just pay attention to these things. Wait for an opportune time to have a good pullback. Okay, and that's what we're going to be looking at. And you can see on the 8 hour here was our low. Then we had that nice run, a high, higher low. We still came up here, set a higher high. We need to set a higher low, and then we need to make our move and break out of it. So we'll see, my friends. See what happens, but I do long-term really believe in this. And right now, guys, it's at 4.3 cents. And just remember, if we go back to the day before we had this run, so that was the 24th or so it started, we got as low as 1.71 cents. And we're at 4.3, guys. You look at the percentage, and that's what I want you guys to focus on, is the percentage, because that's what's important. So look at this price range. From here, take it all the way up to where it was. I mean, look at that percentage gain, guys. That's phenomenal, 192% that ran. And if you get on this, guys, that's a big deal if you can spot these things. And that's what I want to do with you, because I had to learn a lot of this stuff on my own. Like after, we had that huge run up and I didn't take profits. I got in early enough, guys, and I just held everything as a long-term investment and this or that. But now looking back and I see how parabolic it was, and I see the RSI and I see all the candles, everything, I go, oh my goodness, if only I knew what I know now in terms of just reading the charts, I would have said, hey, it's time to take some profits, sit back for a couple months, let this thing retrace, because we went at such a parabolic movement. Bitcoin went from, $1,000 or whatever up to $20,000 in the matter of a year. You're due for a monster correction after that. Nothing goes straight up. So I want you guys to learn from my mistakes, and I just want us all to learn together. And I appreciate the Digibyte community as well. I do a lot on Bitcoin and Litecoin. I love Omise Go, that's one. But you guys too, the Digibyte community is a really good community, and it's good to be a part of it. So if you guys could like, subscribe, all that, I really appreciate it. And God bless each and every one of you.